Ready. Hope you're all well. I am a bit behind schedule today. I'm having a couple of, as I mentioned on Facebook, stomach things going on. So there might be a bathroom break during this stream. I try to avoid them, but yeah, we might be on for that later on. But tonight we are streaming Quern, which is one of my favourite things that we've streamed. It's very relaxing, and as some of you know, I have been just injecting Apex in liquid form directly into my veins for most of this week, and have seen great results from that. My rank's flying up, and I'm getting a lot better and more confident in the game, learning the map and mechanics and movement a lot better. But I'd be lying if I said that I shouldn't be taking a break every now and then. I think this is a very nice way and reason to have a break from Apex and just come and do something else. So puzzles it is. Hope you're all doing a little bit better than I have been today, and that you're looking forward to doing a puzzle or two yourselves. So let's bring it up. Here we go. Loading up Quern. And to help me through the day, I've been having quite a lot of these meal replacement shake things, which are trying to improve my diet, and then of course immediately broke down and ordered in some delivery takeaway for dinner. But I mean, I do allow myself to eat what I want for dinner, but the idea is that at some point I'm going to want to eat something slightly healthier than quesadillas. That said, the quesadillas were lovely, and sorry, I'm just trying to fish this tea bag out of this tea, but it's not going for it. It's very attached at the moment. We've got a loyal tea bag here. There we go. And so, to get me through the latter part of the day, an enormous tea with honey. That was tongue-blazingly hot. All right. So, for those of us that were not here in the previous stream and have maybe seen some of the Quern stuff I've done before, in Quern, we sort of got dumped on this island where we were imprisoned in a very nice way, but definitely imprisoned by some crazy scientist inventor dude who's sort of out of his mind a little bit and has set a bunch of puzzles to sort of teach us things, and so we've been doing all those puzzles, and all of that island that we were on, very relaxing island, was revolved around some sort of lighthouse structure that was raised up in the middle, and we've just solved all of the puzzles on that top island, and it's now sort of that lighthouse sunk into the ground, went down to some subterranean elevator into some deep dark cave with new puzzles all around, and so that's what we're just starting now. So I think we're sort of getting into the final area of the game, and so the question is, and I have no idea, sort of how big this area is and how many elements there will be to solve. But I'm hoping there's going to be quite a lot, because I really have been enjoying this game, so it would be very nice if it carries us through for the remainder of this stream. In fact, if it was exactly 3 hours when we finish, perfect. All right. So, let's have a little reminder of what's happened so far. Evening, Moita. So yeah, we arrived down in this new area, and that's about it. I frankly cannot remember much else. We came down from this elevator, I believe. Yep, that was sort of the thing that was up there. And we came down to here. So all of this is sort of new, and we need to figure out what we're doing. Yeah, I hope I enjoyed the underground section too. I mean, to be honest, the game so far has been very consistent in terms of its play experience and how fun it's been, and I don't expect it to suddenly change now and become crap. That would surprise me quite a bit. So, let's have a think. What can we do with this? I presume we can put in our piece from our inventory, namely this piece. Yeah. Entering a piece opens a doorway. We have one more doorway to open, so presumably we need to go and find the next piece. Fine. Cool. Simple. Simple concept at least. This looks cool. I don't know what's going on, but it looks very cool. So we can turn the blue light off. That is unlikely to do anything immediately. So off we go. 1 handle, 2 handles, 3 handles, 4 handles, 5 handles. Okay. Ropes all over the show. And presumably those ropes need to line up these 3 ladder segments, and those 3 ladder segments need to be lined up with that. That seems easy enough, so let's crank a handle. What? Did anything just happen? Doesn't look like we can interact with any of those. Just yet, unless there's an item that we're supposed to interact with them. Doesn't look like there's an item yet. Oh, so we can nick those things and put them on there, and then what? Uh-huh. those parts, so we need to first of all get that one. I see. Okay, so presumably we need that one to go around a bit further. Crank it, then use the ladder, go and gather that piece. Okay, and from here, seems like we need to move that piece out the way and then line up the two. Okay, so looks like we take the smallest stone. Then we need the middling stone on the second one, which is this one. Presumably that'll line it up. And then the third stone comes off there, on there, and gets that just out of the way for a moment. Third one, and then that allows us to reset and solve. Cool. I like the idea of puzzle elements blocking both being part of the solution and also being part of the problem. So this piece which we need to move around is also a piece that's blocking another piece which allows, yeah, very nice, very nice. So, reset a Rooney. And let's take the pieces. So the biggest one is going to have to be on the middle rope, which is that one. Next biggest on the top one, which is that one. And the middling one, probably. Whoa. Middling one there, let's try that. So let's just check these are right. But I think we're going to need the little one. Oh, okay. So we're just a tiny bit off on both. On all three, in fact. Okay, now this one had the biggest one, and it was not enough, so we're going to need the biggest one and the little bitty tiny one. and that should land it spot on, and then that gives us the remaining one to pop in there. Crank it, and round we go. Lovely. Ah. Thank you, thank you. Satisfying. Even just little lovely ways that they open doors and stuff. Oh, hey, hello. It's not that lovely when it nearly chops my fucking head off like a... you hear me quite low. Interesting. Alright, let's play around with a setting or two. I imagine it's probably just because of your background noise. Given that it's the... Let me have a look. Let me see if there's anything... Just make sure all the sound settings are on fine. Yeah, I think everything's okay. Maybe... Can't see any issues on the stream side. No frames drop, no volume affected. I mean, to be fair, I was sitting back here and just sort of talking very quietly, so... Yeah, I was sitting a fair way back from the microphone, so it's just... I'm buying a microphone arm to hold the microphone, because currently... let me see if I can bring up the screen. So if we go to face cam here. So, I'm going to go a little tour here. So... Currently, the microphone sits like here behind the keyboard, and the problem is that I can't get it any closer because this stand is really like heavy and big, and also a problem is that the microphone is very tall now, so my line of sight sort of comes in like this here. And so I sometimes can't see what's on the screen just here, which is a little bit irritating on some games. So I want to buy a microphone arm so that the microphone will basically, the arm will attach to the desk. The microphone will sit in the arm and just sit about here, just off camera, or maybe the head of it will just be on camera, just so that it's like above my keyboard and in a better space. So you can expect, again, I am working on improving the quality of the stream, and I do hope that will be one element that will just help out with exactly this sort of problem, to make the sound quality more reliable. Put it between your legs also gives you a large penis, win-win. Well, very kind, but don't think we need it for that, so let's pop the red one in. See what happens. Okay, this looks like it's going to be needed, so let's take a note. And then, do we need the green one? So we have to put the green puzzle into the light, then we have to arrange these in a way that that light then gets refracted through these walls and hits that one, so that we can then move through, and then presumably the same thing's going to happen over here. Cool, fine. So let's have a look at this and see if we can understand it a bit better. red light, green light. The fact that the red light does something suggests so this is most definitely A. Four nodes. First node goes out in here and out to the sides. So how does that work? Like that maybe? This one like that. This one like that. That's the only way for it to be sideways and across. So for it to represent that sideways and across, it has to be like that. For this one to be that way, it has to be one going back towards this room and then the others going perpendicular. Is it possible? No. This is one of the first puzzles that I've come across, with the exception of the last one from the last stream where I was really tired and I just couldn't figure out, I didn't really have the energy to figure out what was going on. This is the first one where I haven't I haven't figured out what what I'm supposed to be trying to do. So it's not that I haven't yet managed to solve it, it's that I'm not sure what I'm trying to solve, which is cool. So far we've got the following variables. We've got crystal out, red crystal in, green crystal in. Red and green crystal both affect this door in some way, so I can open it now and I cannot open it when I have the red or the green crystal in, but they light up one of these two lights, which presumably sends a light through there. And my presumption so far is that that light will then come out of here and refract into this one and allow me to teleport into this room and thus progress. Oh, interesting. So I can open and close that. So there's another possibility. And then I've got these, which are all the same except for this one. And then I have this, which are kind of all two vertical lines and a horizontal line, except for this one, which is different. So presumably they correspond to these 4 nodes. That makes the most sense. We've got this A, which corresponds to this A. So we can assume that these are the 4 nodes in between the 2 rooms, and that we need to affect them in some way. But I have not in any way figured out, because like if we look at this for a second, we've got vertical line, horizontal line. It is physically impossible with this shape to make vertical, and horizontal. So we can make double vertical, there you go, but with these diagonals it is impossible therefore to make a horizontal there. And if we want to make the horizontal with the diagonals, if you like, then it's impossible to get the second vertical. Cuphead. Okay. So, when I open this door, it doesn't seem to have any effect on this room. Evening, Sue. We are on a beauty of a little puzzle, and I say a beauty because I haven't yet figured out what it is that I am supposed to do. Which is fascinating. Did you hear my explanation of the puzzle a couple of minutes ago, or did you just join the stream? Shall I sort of repeat the elements that we've got, or are you sort of up to date? Let's have a quick look through here. Just joined. Alright, so I will jump back in that room in a second. So we've just solved this rope puzzle, which has gained us access to this room. And so this is the puzzle that we've got. We have this stand. We've got a couple of things that can interact with it. We have this red light, which makes this go red. Doesn't seem to have any effect or anything else. And then we've got the green light, which allows us to teleport if the green light is connected. And very, very likely, the idea is that we're supposed to connect our green light to that green light. There are two, there's like one of these here and 2 of them here, so presumably this beam is going through into some sort of contraption, some black box, if you will. We have 4 nodes here that we can affect in order to sort of, I imagine, join those things together, and that will put the green beam to this green crystal, and then we can teleport into this room, and then we can solve the next puzzle. However, this is all the information that we have regarding how to interact with those 4 nodes. And as I was just explaining, like, it obviously would make sense to line those lines up in a way that matches. So for example, vertical, vertical, horizontal. But that is physically impossible with this shape. We cannot get vertical, vertical, horizontal because we're always going to end up with a diagonal line. These are all basically the same. They all look like this. So you've got your handle and then two spikes coming off. Handle, two spikes, handle, two spikes. Except for this one, which is, as you can see, just a slightly different shape. I'm absolutely sure it's possible. But I just haven't worked it out yet. So this this one, you know, seems to relate to this one in terms of where it is. So we've got our letter A and then one node, two nodes. Letter A, one node, two nodes. Makes sense. But we can't seem to get this shape going on very well. So if we presume that this, like the one between the 2 points, is simply the direction of the node, and we simply want the nodes, so we want this node to be facing back towards this room for some reason. Want that one lined up basically as it is, so 180 the other way. Like that, I think. Yeah, like that. And then this one. Something like that. No, that one wants to be facing towards B, yeah. Facing towards A, kind of, alright. So facing that way, facing that way. And that one wants to be facing down, third one facing down. Yeah, third one facing down, that one facing that way. That one as it is. Well, I presume that we want to go to B first, because that's the one that we can see. And then I imagine that from B we want to go... Although actually, yeah, you're right, because I mean this one can go to D or E, and it's got a little blocker there on D, so maybe you're supposed to go to E. Huh. Good question. So if we want to go to C, then I think this one, and again, I'm sort of making this up, I really haven't got a clue how this works, but would be facing up. Now, theoretically, they could all be exactly 180 wrong, so let's try that. No. Oh, hang on, that's C. Interesting. Interesting. So presumably we want... Ooh. Do we need red light to go to C and then green light to go to B or something? Another thing is that whenever this is... entered, this closes, like you can't then function this door, whereas this one we can sort of close, but I'm not sure why we would ever want to. It doesn't seem to benefit us in any way. So let's double check that I'm right, that you cannot make this shape. So that's diagonal and across. Diagonal, across. This one needs to be across and perpendicular, and that is physically impossible. Yes, impossible. Alright, so... just about the arrows, not about the rest. So if we ignore the turning handles and we imagine that those handles are just handles and that the only thing that matters is the arrows. Okay, yeah, alright. So then we need the arrows to go up and down. Again, impossible. So let's imagine that the arrow has to go back towards A, but can also go down or up. So let's imagine that we want it to go down. And then that means that this needs to come bottom left and top right. So bottom left, top right. But we need everything to be reversed because we're going the other way. So we say bottom right, top left, for example. And then this one then would be going down first, coming in there. So we now need the arrows to go up and right, therefore left. So up and left. Down and to B. Well, hang on, let me just follow my logic and then we'll come back and do yours when mine inevitably fails. So, down and left. So then, this one... Oh, I see. Would we want it to go down? Third is good, is it? So then this one needs to go... Well, this one becomes the problem, though, because we can't get a straight line. It's impossible, isn't it? So we actually need it to go... down, not that way, I think. So that's going there, like there and down, there and down, then up and across, then it needs to come back down in from the top. And we actually want it to continue going down, but I don't think we can. So we have to go up and right to get to C, don't we? I think we have to ignore B for a moment. So if that comes in that way, then we need it to go up. Hey! Well done, Sue. As always, the star of Quern. What? Fuck. So maybe we need that to be the red light. Does that do anything? Yeah, I'm on C, but I don't see a way for us to go to B, because that's going... Oh, hang on a sec. So if we go like this... Yeah, we can only get to C that way. So Sue's suggesting that from A we need to go up. I've gone past. We need to go up, not down. Right. Okay. Let's do that. So, so now we're going up. In which case we need to then come straight across, I believe, like that. So now we're going up. We're going across. And now we would need, in order to get to B, we would need to go down and right, and then down and right again, I suppose. Something like that, and then something like that. So dead straight. Oh no, so maybe other way. Down and left. Like that. There we go. Well, that was mind-fucking, wasn't it? Okay. So, we are now in the C room. How do we open this door? Problems, 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 problems. Oh, that's so immensely cool. You'll forgive me, but fuck the drawing. That is just beautiful. So, one game that I'm planning to play on Wednesdays for the chill stream is a game called Planet Zoo, where you basically just have to sort of run your own zoo. And my dream, that the part of zoos that I love is the aquatic part. I just love aquatic animals, and I would absolutely love to just get something like this going on as part of a zoo, obviously without the big pipe. God, I could just sit and look at that for ages. That is so relaxing. I've got like harpsichord music going on as well. They clearly knew what they'd done when they made this, and they were like, yeah, people are going to want to just sit and look at this for a bit. And they were quite right. Look at the light texture on that reflection there. Like, watch that reflection as we go around. That's mesmerizing. I feel like I'm... Anyway, right, okay. Oh, and that has opened a door for us. Right, okay. So, D looks like it might be blocked. Let's go and have a little look. Oh my lord, there's more of it. This is gorgeous. Okay, back to puzzling around. Okay, so I understand. So this thing is currently blocking this. This would allow us to shine the green over here, which would then refract it over there and allow us to travel into that room. But in order for that to happen, we need to get rid of this thing, and the way to do that is to put the red light through this pipe, which will then burn this rope, and that will allow us to move on. So we need to get red light to E, because D is blocked. And in order to get any light, we presumably need it to go to C first. Yes. So, we would in fact... We need to set this one up, then go travel back through, then change the light to red and fire it from there to there, through there, over there. So, let's get to it. So we're going from C to E. So back towards C and up. What's this? Oh, cool. So that one's fine. So we've gone up, so we need to come in from the top right and come out through the bottom left, if at all possible. We already are, which makes me very, very suspicious, because I feel like that's too easy. Anyway, we've managed it so far, so let's do it. So then, if we're following that line, then we need to come back up and in through the bottom right, and go out through the left. Which it doesn't seem like is possible. So we want to make this one go straight, so now we're going straight through, and then this one, instead of doing that, wants to go up, I suppose. Straight in, straight out, up and back towards there. So correct that. Something like that. So dink, dink, dink. So this one wants to come straight across. And then the last one wants to go in from the top and then out to the top left. Doesn't look like that's possible. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. So we need it to go maybe flat out like that. Bottom right to top left. And if that's doing that, then this one needs to be doing that, which is okay. Shump, shump, shump. This one needs to go across like that. And then this one. Dum dum, dum dum, dum dum, dum dum. I think that's correct. Mindfuckery. Ah, but this one now needs to be reset to go to... uh-oh, we're burning the green crystal. Right, we need to now reset this one to go to C. So, god damn it. Right. What did we do? I've forgotten what we did differently to go to C. We need to go up and back towards there, right? What? No. Sorry, that's not quite right. It's like that, I think. Then from there, from A down, in that case that would need to go down, upper right to down left, which is in fact the opposite, and then presumably that one. Like that, something like that. Right, quick check. So that one's, we're going that way, that way, that way, that way. So, dink, 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 dink. Yeah. Then down and across. Down, across. And then this one needs to go across and up. And now we put the red light in. Victory, the sweet sound of victory. Right. So, we've succeeded in burning the bit off. So now we need to reset the green crystal. No, the green crystal now needs to go through there, doesn't it? We just need to put the green crystal in the same bit, and then that should theoretically. Oh, we need to reset the other puzzle to now go to the fuck. Right, this puzzle needs to be reset to go to B so that we can reset the other puzzle. Fucking hell. So, now going up. This one's now going across. If it goes across, then it needs to go, in order to go to B, it needs to go down. And from down to there. Oh, Jesus, I hope no one's got epilepsy. I really do, because I think I'm getting it. Of course, that is a joke. Right. So now we can set this one to go to here. Which is D. So, in order to go to D, we have to be going up. So, in from D and up. And then from there, it has to go straight across. And from straight across, it needs to go up and back. And the last one then needs to go up and back also. You think this one should go down and left? In and up. Straight and straight. No, not at all. I think it's good to the problem is that it's all reversed, isn't it? So that's the whole point. So from that far room, it's coming back towards us and up. Back towards us and up. Then, from there it comes in here, and it goes straight and straight. Straight. From there it goes down and back towards us. So, down and back towards us. And from there, it basically just needs to go straight, actually. So that was the issue. Right, so now we need to go back. And then reset this one to once again go to, well, C, basically. So it's going down, going up and across, down and towards, towards and up. And that should take us. Absolutely gorgeous. Please tell me I can sit down. No! Let's pretend we are. You don't read my stuff. The running around was not necessary. Was it not running around? Oh, the running around was mainly for my thought process, just so I understood it. It wasn't. Oh, hello. Sorry, yeah, I wasn't trying to confuse your thinking with mine. Alright. So we seem to have grid number 1. Is this grid number 2? Yep, grid number 2. We've got... Whoa. Well, whatever I just did cannot be undone, I don't think. No, so that's now happened. That thing we need to open up the door back in the main compartment once we solve this, so I presume... Oh, hello.
Wasting time. This phrase has no rhyme or reason. After the centuries I've spent working, I needed a calm and quiet place. I originally built this facility to explore the depths of the ocean and to research, but eventually I spent more time resting here. This was the only place where I could hide from her. She judges me for demolishing long-forgotten buildings on an abandoned island, while she is directly responsible for much greater destruction. And after she told me about their failure, she dared asking me to destroy Quern. Her agony is not my concern, and especially not yours. This power is not hers to give or take.
I'm not going to pretend to understand that immediately, but... this very much looks like we might get to go for a swim, at which point I will be delighted. Yes. So it looks like that's not powered yet. Make a little note of that. Also not powered yet. So it's possible that I just didn't use the clicking mechanism correctly on the... Oh, did we already take a photo of that? I don't think we did. I'm going to go test those levers again because I possibly just messed up. But do I have a note of that one as well? I think maybe I do. Let's grab another one just in case. I think flipping all the levers might be unwise, but we're going to do it anyway. So cool. So, what do we have? We've got 3 lights. And 2 of these. So let's have a quick glance at our notes then. So they're not very easy to read. I really dislike that about the game. I think this is a genuine weakness of Quern, is the fact that in order to really take proper notes, I'd have to sit here and take pictures with my camera, because these are just so poor quality that I can barely read them. So 1 IH3 3 like Roman numeral 2 F1 2 Roman. Let's just start jotting these. Oh, great! You're doing it for me. Wonderful. Thank you. When you've got that one, I'll move on to the next one. And that looks like it's it for now. Those are the ones that we found at least. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So how does that make sense? Well, yeah, but one of them was IIF1 and one of them was IIF2, right? Because there's 3 IIF1. And there's 3 IIF1 as well. Oh, so there was no IIF2. So that one was just an error. Okay, so I can get rid of one of those. My bad, 2 pictures, never mind. So we have II1, 2, 3, IH3, IIC8, and IIF1. And are there 3 of these number charts? Are we missing some? Hello, what is this? No, absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. As I said, I took the pictures incorrect. What's this? Oh, that's just to like give us the clue that we need to pull out our blue light, otherwise we'd be fucked and we wouldn't be able to see any of this. Right. Okay, fine. So those shouldn't matter very much. So the 1 and the 2 connect to which table we're looking at. I agree. So if we look at those for a second, but then the question is, we've got the actual sort of the Latin numbers as opposed to the Roman numbers. Maybe those refer to this, but we don't have 5 numbers, so I'm not sure how we're supposed to fill this in yet. So, for example, we've got a 1H3 there. It's possible. I might have to go around and have a look again and just make sure, see if we found any more numbers. But we have 1H3. O is 0, right? 0. So this number presumably can be 0. Yeah. Alright. Number 2 was second graph C8, which is 8. Yeah. And 3 was second table. Second table IIF1, which is 3. And now we need to go and jump in the shark tank again and go and find the other 2 numbers, because we're missing 2 numbers. Fair enough. Here, numbers. Here, numbers. One IH3, 3 double IF1. Two double IC8. Yep, we had that. I don't know. I pulled all the levers, and I think they lit up these lights and stuff. So I pulled every lever that we found. I'm also, sadly, a little confident that we're fresh out of numbers. We don't seem to have any 4 and 5. Aha! Found 4. Could you just grab that one for me? And now we need number 5. Wow, I can't move very quickly, and I cannot... cannot yet find this number 5. You can brute force the last one, or you have to? Because I don't think I'd like to brute force anything in this game. It's a very... beautiful sort of stylish game, and like when I was playing Tomb Raider, I was brute forcing a lot of stuff just by blowing everything up, and I didn't really enjoy it as much. I'm half thinking about not finishing that Tomb Raider run through. You did not find the last plaque. Well, I'm gonna have a little bit of a look for it. because it's actually pretty peaceful just doing this. I did not finish it. We got to the bit where we nicked the divine source. The unkillable guys fired lots of arrows at me. I ran and jumped around and killed a bunch of dudes. I don't know. The game has kind of lost its grip on me a little bit. As I say, I'm not sure I'm going to be finishing that playthrough. We will see. Not on a stone, but on a building. It could be back in the room somewhere, couldn't it? But it may be written on the pipe somewhere. If I was them, I'd have it on the floor somewhere. Because the other ones were all on walls, so they've kind of conditioned us to look at the walls. And so I think looking at the floor would be a cool place to, like, I'd put it in there somewhere. Or on the back of this pipe. I really hope that it's not designed to be a brute forcer, because I just think it's much more satisfying if we could actually find it. But I really don't see it, and we really have checked all around. It's definitely not designed for brute force. Okay, good. In that case, we are going to have another little minute looking around for it, because I think that's in the spirit of the game. Oh, that's a wonderful idea. What sort of tea are you going for? Are you going for some green tea, or are you risking a late night black tea, or what's your poison of choice this evening? I am loving walking. Like, if this was a much more irritating or less chilled out like place that I was exploring, I'd have given up ages ago. But since I'm just loving this, I really don't mind just having a little bubble about trying to find this 5th plaque. I'm still waiting with bated breath to find out which type of tea that Sue went for, though. I've got some South African red tea that I want to try out. Is that genuinely... Oh, is that the point? So you are supposed to brute force it. That's a shame. I'll stop wandering around in the water then. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It's not like it doesn't like break the spirit of the game, but I just think that if the 5th plaque was simply hidden in a different way, for example, let's say you needed the blue light to see it, or if it was like hidden in this chamber somewhere, like written there or something, then that would be cool. But anyway, never mind. So number 4 was D9 on the first chart, which is D9 is 5. And then we just brute force this one. Giving us our puzzle piece. Interesting that we can't, like, steal that puzzle piece. Now, is there anything else that needs to be done in this room? And is there any excuse that I can think of for going for another walk in that aquatic suit? No to both questions. Alright. Woo! Take our green stone back. Door. That's a change of pace, isn't it? So down the ladder we go. Yeah, no 5th plaque. Bit of a shame. Take that piece, pop it in there. Presumably there's another piece that's that shape that will complete the whole thing and probably open something else. Like this thing will open up, who knows. Oh, here she comes again.
I wouldn't try jumping if I were you. He couldn't control everything after all. I remember when this bridge collapsed not long before you came. It's a relief to see how time and nature together could outplay even him. How an unforeseen accident can ruin a life's work. I can't deny that his failure brings me joy. Unfortunately, I still need you to stay on his path. I think I may be able to guide you through. But first, I need to show you something. Now, follow me.
What's she gonna show me? Nudes?
You will not fall. Don't look down.
Ah.
Just follow me. Trust me.
Wow, this is really difficult. It's really hard to just not
No
look
need to
down.
hurry. You must trust me.
I'm trusting you, you silly green light. I'm not doing it. I'm not looking down.
This path leads to our sanctuary. He removed the crystals to darken these tunnels. Let's have some light. I suppose he wanted to hide this place from you.
So to answer your question, Sue, that green
It's
light...
not far from here.
God damn, that's such a cool way to introduce a new area. Like when you think that you're so closed off and there's nowhere else you can go, and suddenly she just takes you on like a spirit path thing across that you otherwise wouldn't be able to take. Oh, that just gives me chills. That's such good design. What a great game. Sorry. So the the floating green light is like the keeper of the island. Like if you imagine that if you've ever played the board game Spirit Island, she represents the spirits of this island, as far as I can tell. And she's the one trying to sort of, well, possibly trying to protect the island, or according to the guy that's imprisoned us here, set a bunch of puzzles and written a bunch of letters, she's weak and doesn't understand and blah blah blah. So you have to decide who you believe.
I brought him here once too. Surprisingly, it is one of the only places he didn't ruin since then. But I doubt he kept it intact simply out of respect.
The last video game you played was... I was actually... Spirit
the
Island
place
is in fact a
once
board
called
game.
the
It's a
Great
cooperative
Hall
board
of the
game that
Amajat.
Mini Exot
The shrine of the
introduced me to. I
Seekers.
played it with Anna and with
You
him
must
and his
look
wife.
around
And
find
since
some
then, me and
blue
him
crystal
played it quite a
powder
few
to
times.
cast into the fire.
It's a very nice board game. It plays on the, usually you play as people who are going to go to a new island and you're going to build up your towns and villages and settle and grow a civilization. Whereas on this game, you represent the spirits of the island, so the spirit of the water, the spirit of the mountains, the spirit of whatever, and the people coming to build their civilization are simply invaders on your island, right? They're just building cities and destroying things and burning things, so your job as the spirits is to push those invaders sort of off your island, so tsunamis and wildfire and all the rest, to get rid of them. So that's why it made me think of Spirit Island a little bit. It's a really beautiful game, the board game, and really good fun, I think, and quite challenging even at higher levels. So there are levels of difficulty that you can implement on the game. There are sets of rules that increase the difficulty, and so if you get good at the game, you can play together at a pretty high difficulty, which is good fun. I think for the board game weekender or something, Spirit Island would be a great game to take and to play. I've got a key. I do like having keys, even when I've no idea where they're supposed to be used. This seems to need to go there yet. This music is beautiful, incidentally. I don't usually care too much about story and fluff, and I'm not even usually that bothered about visuals, although in this game they've been pretty stunning. But music is something I do tend to notice, and in this game it's really added a lot to the game. Right, floaty dude. What? Oh, lady, sorry. Where am I putting this blue crystal? I found some. Use one of my keys here, I guess. I think that could use some WD-40 on the hinges. A little bit of spray. You've just got to keep these things maintained. That's what my dad always says. friend Steph stood me up tonight. Stood you up in terms of like it was supposed to be a romantic date sort of evening, or just like friend didn't show up for an agreed meet? Because if it's the first one, then I'm sorry, that's a bit of a shame. But if it's the second one, then also a bit of a dick move. But you know, I'm less sad about it, and also happy that you got to join the stream. It's always a pleasure to have you on, and especially for puzzle night. That's perfect timing, if there is such a thing as perfect timing for being stood up. What does this do? Ooh, hello. Okay. So we can. Oh, I see. We put our blue crystals there. We drop that thing on it from a height. Being sickly is a good reason. Yes, being sickly is a good reason. So long as the person is actually sick. So the amount of times that people use sickness or just make excuses does irritate me a bit. Which isn't to say that the person isn't sick, but when a particular person cancels or last minute changes plans too many times, then I simply, it's really sad, but I stop believing all of their reasons and excuses. Do we have to hit that again? Maybe we have to hit that again. Let's hit it again. And I think that's really a shame, because once you've lost trust in a friend, you never really get it back. You never really believe them again. And I think that reputation, trust, honour, those are things that matter a lot to me, and you can't get them back. So. Or it's very hard to get them back, I should say. We cannot seem to do much with these. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I made it sound like I'm just completely attacking your friend, don't I? I'm sorry, that wasn't the case. It was on my mind. I wasn't really thinking about your case specifically. I didn't mean to attack your friend's honour. That's not my intention. Do apologise. Just sort of, I was just thinking about it in my head. Yeah. I'm glad you understand. I don't think it's going to matter how many times I drop this on that thing, but it is incredibly satisfying, and I am tempted to just keep doing it anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to need some more weight or something. Because we really don't seem to be able to do much with that. Unless we're supposed to, like, put in our other crystal, like, yeah, we cannot get those out of there. Yeah, and I'm sure, like, one of the reasons that I'm so acutely aware of this thing is because I used to be very unreliable myself, and now I feel quite strongly about it, sort of against it, because I don't like it about myself, so I try to fix it, but I think, you know, I put a lot of pressure on myself and therefore on others to sort of keep their word and so on, and maybe a little bit too much, I don't know. It's difficult to say, isn't it? But I think it is a very positive trait if you're someone who keeps your word. It's odd for me because I have a very different intention. You're absolutely right. If someone really did intend to make something or do something, evening Kruka, how are you? If someone really did intend to do something that they said they would do, and they just, you get the impression that they genuinely forgot that there's genuine sadness there. You sort of forgive that pretty easily. Hello, what's this? Oh, okay. So we have to drop that thing down, then grind it. Nice. Yeah, I think, if their intention is good, that's fine. But obviously, even someone who has good intentions, if they mess things up often enough, then even they will... Oh, that's just amazing. Even they will sort of go off your radar eventually, I guess.
Good. Now use the crane up there to throw the powder into the fire.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, how was your Mahjong tournament, mate? Did you do well? Incidentally, I half believe that we are about to unleash her, that she's been trapped, and that the only thing that was going to get her out of it was this, this ritual that we're now performing, and then suddenly she's going to become all powerful and... Oh, you ballsed it up, did you? That's sad.
Now, it is time I told you the story of my people. It is time you learned the truth about this world. The Delmar was a great, noble, and prosperous civilization. They were people of peace, a thriving society of wisdom and art. Then, everything changed. At the dawn of the Third Age, we were attacked by the Shadows. Over the years, our colonies have fallen one by one. The Shadows have slaughtered our settlers without mercy. They filled our hearts with terrible fear. In the great halls of Unnatko, the capital city of our world, the Circle of Elders have chosen 3 of our best people. Roran, the most skilled warrior. Theodore, the brightest of all scholars. And a devoted shaman, me. We were called the Amajat, the Seekers. Our goal was to find a legendary place of great power, Quern. We embarked on a journey to face the unknown and to find what was hidden. This quest has forged a strong friendship between the 3 of us. Over the years, we visited countless worlds. We became exhausted and shattered under the weight of the responsibility. We learned that the Shadows had reached the outer walls of Unnatko. We almost lost faith, but we couldn't stop. As we kept searching, we found a world that astonished all of us. This very world. Here, we found what we needed the most. Time. Time to find a way. A way to save our people. Our worries trapped us here, knowing that our home is only safe if we stay on this island. The search was over. We knew that finding this island in our time of need was not an accident. It gave us hope, and we started to believe that this world was Quern. Over centuries, we perfected our expertise. We, the Amajat, have become idols of strength, intellect, and discipline. But it was not enough. The infinite time we have been given made us obsessed with the overcoming urge to save our people. As we kept training and learning, pursuing power slowly became our only passion. We had risen above the boundaries of the body and mind. Eventually, we almost forgot the very principle of our mission. And then, I had a vision of our people. I saw their suffering. At that moment, I understand we had become the very power we were sent to search for. It was time for us to head home. I knew we were prepared. We were ready to face them. But the shadows were no longer my worst fear. I was afraid of what we had become. I was afraid of facing reality. We appeared at the edge of doom. Most of our great city was burning in flames. Unatco, our home, was about to fall. And then, we vanquished our enemies. There was no fight. They couldn't fight back. We cleansed our city of the shadows. A war that had lasted years ended in seconds. We were the saviors. We were celebrated like gods. And that's exactly how we felt. But we knew that the people we saved were not really our people anymore. We no longer belonged here. We felt we were more. After witnessing our power, people lost their faith in the Council. We, the Amajat, have taken their place. But having fulfilled our destiny, the strong bond between the three of us started to fade. A new era has begun. The era of division and conflict. As our disagreements became stronger, we turned against each other. This caused the people to take sides. A war has erupted from within. A war we were too proud to stop. Chaos rumbled across the streets of Unatco. We watched our once thriving society fall apart. Our home was destroyed. All because of us. Because of what we have become. I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't bear the great emptiness I felt anymore. I left what remained of my world for one final journey. Following the path we once walked upon, I found Quern once again. But I did not come back for its power. I came back to face the curse that made me forget who I was. I spent centuries meditating on my past mistakes, trying to find a way to make up for what I'd done. By accepting the loss of all attachments that kept me in the physical world, I managed to ascend to a new form of existence. In this way, I will never lose myself again, and I can guard this place for eternity.
All right. So, you do your 12 hours of puzzles, you get your 12 hours of story.
He didn't want you to know about our heritage. He didn't want you to see how the power of the island can ruin an entire civilization. He too wants to ignore it, but you must know the truth. He cannot accept the destructive power of this knowledge that he worships above all else. No civilization could contain this kind of power. Especially not a single person. It is time for you to return to his path. I will meet you back at the entrance.
Alright, well, again, it's just a beautiful setting, a beautiful way to introduce a story, a beautiful way to describe it. The fact that it was sort of free look and let me have a look around during one part and then forcefully drew the camera to the parts that were important visually. The story, fairly simple, maybe a little bit long. I think they should have probably halved that, I would say. I think that was double what it should have been. Now, of course, for streaming, it felt particularly long because I'm normally talking all the bloody time, and suddenly I'm not saying a thing for like 10 minutes, which is odd. But even if you're just sitting here playing on your own, I think that was probably a bit long. If you were trapped for eternity, you might suddenly find yourself a bit chatty. Yeah, fair enough. But with that said, nice story, nice to have an explanation for this game so that it's not just a random, oh, here you are on an island, solve shit. No, it's sort of like some story to it and some background. And slightly believable without having to go too much in depth. I thought that was a good way of solving the like, what the hell's going on in this game sort of thing.
Now you must continue following his guidance. I will help you get back on his path. He was the first person who found this island after we left. And you must be the last person to ever be here.
Evening, Infinite. How you doing? Having a good night? Oh, hello. More stuff going on down there. Cool. Gathering strength for the weekend, Danish Masters and all that. Well, that sounds great. What pairing are you taking? Tell us about your pairing. Tell us about your prep. And tell us how you think you'll do, and then we can mock you mercilessly when you don't manage it. Or congratulate you when you do. Not to be entirely negative. Will any of you be at Boosted Con? I will not be. I'm not attending any War Machine events this year, I don't think. Except possibly WTC. Where I might go just because it's WTC. What? Oh. Okay. Pow! I'm sadly not playing this time around. I decided to be the full-time tournament organiser and single judge for the event instead. Well, I think that's quite a sacrifice to make for your local community and to be commended. So, it's not necessarily a sadness. I'm sure you'll do them proud. And just remember, you know, your experiences as a player and apply them to... What the fuck? Okay. And apply them to your organising, and I'm sure you'll run a great event. Is it the first one where you've been a full-time TO, or have you done that before? Had you played it, it had been a mercenary pairing. Cool. Cool. Well, very best of luck with it. That sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, more puzzles, more puzzles. Here we go. Right. Let's get back to the puzzles. So, we've got A, B, and C, some sort of circular business with some resets and some Roman numerals. 4 nodes, a start button, -1 up to 2? Twice? It looks like. Who knows? A, B, and C, a couple of levers. We've got a lot of things to interact with here. Christ. Alright, let's see what we're trying to affect. So, we've got some rainbow stuff going on. So, if you shine a white light through the prism, it'll split the light. Not that surprising. And we've got a note from our dear friend. Let's have a read.
These are the lower levels of the mechanics. It was here I learned that all the attributes of the different minerals could be harnessed by dividing the energy beam of the white crystal. The shortage of crystalline materials no longer hindered my work. With this knowledge, I was even able to isolate green crystal beams, the exact same energy ray that the ancient gateways use. This could suggest that there is a connection between this world and the origin of the ancient gateways. Focusing on my work helped me deal with the unbearable loneliness that started to consume my mind.
I did last year, as you might recall. I had a couple of assistants then so we could all play, but I felt like I was a dedicated person to handle it. Yeah, I mean, it felt to me last year like it was definitely a group effort, and a lot of people being able to be involved. And so while you may have been the main tournament admin, it sort of didn't feel like it was a one-man show at all, because, as you said, it wasn't. So, oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Oh, thanks, Sue. We actually worked out that you don't need the Latin, because if we go to letters and we go here and then we hover over it, then it comes up at the bottom of the screen, the translation. So now it's not there. Now it's there. But we didn't realise that until the previous stream, so and so far those translations haven't actually been I'm sorry, haven't been needed yet, but we will see. So, we've got a safe, we've got 4 buttons or 4 elements there, which match the ones we saw earlier over here. So, let's try and press some stuff and see what happens. So if we go to there, for example, okay, that's taken us down over to C, down to B. Oh, we need to rearrange these pieces somehow to allow us to go in there or something like that. Is that what we're trying to do here? So if we put C up. Then we put, wait, what did we just do? We just put B to A. Now we want C to B. Go. I should hopefully put this down where we are, and then we can enter there. Yeah, good. And then we can take the stairs up. So now we want to put that back down. So we want to put A. I cannot select A for some reason. Oh, it's just orange and white. It's not A, B, and C. It's just orange or white, and then we just put orange to A. Sorry, orange to B. Orange to C. And then orange to B. Let's wander in here for a second and see what's going on. So this room hasn't changed a bit, as far as I can tell. But that's now opened that gate, which now gives us access to that bit. So it looks like we solved something here, which will be a sound puzzle possibly. Oh, interesting. So we found an extra dial, we've put it in. We need to get... I'm not particularly looking forward to have to measure innumerable 10.03 placements to enable spray tan shenanigans. Yeah, to be honest, when that thing first came out from War Machine, I was like, oh, that's quite funny, that's led to some quite funny memes, great. And then the quality of the memes that was coming out from it has just got worse and worse and worse, and people are now just thinking that they're funny when they're really, really not. And that's a bit of a shame. So we found this wheel and we were able to put it into this machine, so it looks like we're missing 2 more wheels that we can then solve this puzzle somehow. So the question becomes, what's this? Oh. I need that thing. Oh, so if I put that up there, then if I'm able to get into that room somehow, I might be able to go and grab that, because that's one of the remaining wheels that I need to put into that machine in order to complete that puzzle. Interesting. Interesting. Cool. Why does light becoming a rainbow matter yet? I feel like they told us that, then specifically tried to distract us so that we didn't worry about it, and that it is somehow very important. What is this stuff? C back up to A for a second. Jump in here. Go up to the top of the stairs. But the other one... Sorry, the order in which the colours are shown on the wall might be important at some point. What? Blue, purple, green, yellow, red or something? Yeah, maybe. Why not? So if you put the other room, put the other one to C, white and C. You want white to C. Oh, so that then we can go up the stairs there and then go and grab that cog. Good call, very good call. Yeah. Quite right. Well, I don't know if you're right, but you're definitely right that that's what we should be trying. Oh, except we can't open... What? Gimme. Still missing one though. Orange to the bottom, we reckon. Down you come. Problem is now we need to solve this nonsense. Oh! Is this how many rotations each part are making? Sorry, I wasn't reading the chat. So, you can do something to it from the top. The penning needs to be in the bottom. So apparently we can see something from the top. But you wanted to have a look. Go back to the opening. So let's go and have a look at from the top and just see what we can see. No, we can't see much from up here. So let's go back and have a look into the actual machine. Yeah, it's the number. We need to get the numbers to line up. So they need to rotate a certain number of ways in which they're all open. So we need to... Yeah, we need to work it out. So let's go reset. Pop that one as -3, 2, 1, and 0, and start. So hello. So we've got 2 of the doors are in the correct position. probably, I would imagine the numbers go from out to in. So I'm going to imagine that our first two numbers are correct. We'll check that theory by keeping those numbers. So -3, 2. And then we're going to make that one a 1, and that one a -2, and go. Isn't there a second door? You can see it in the rings. Oh, this shows us exactly where they're lined up. I see. So in other words, I got it wrong. These two, so we need to reset. And it shows us where they are. Yeah. Okay, so we want this ring to go 1, 2, 3. So outer ring wants to go 3, but it can't. So maybe it wants to go -3. If that means going back somehow, I don't know. Second ring wants to go 1, theoretically. Third ring is there, wants to go 2. Don't know if it wants to go 2 or -2, but fuck it. And the fourth ring, why does that change stuff? Don't know. Fourth ring, why does that change stuff? Fourth ring, I think, wants to go -1. Let's just try it. So absolutely not. Fourth ring wants to go 0, maybe? There you go, Sue. So that is the reset function. So the rightmost value might move the 2 outer rings. Oh, I see, they are additive. There you go. So if the right number, as Kruka suggests, affects both of these rings, then, and I'm going to assume that any numerical change that's positive will move them to the right, and that any numerical change that's negative will move them counterclockwise, then we want all of them to line up at the bottom, I presume, for now, so that we can enter. So we want the total value for the fourth ring to be +3, which means that this one of these will need to be 2, for example. Then this one affects third and second, so this one's going to have to be 1. So I'm going to change this one away and make this one 1. So now the total value of the fourth ring is +3, and it should move round to the bottom. I'm going to hit start and just see whether that's the case. Why is that not the case? It's gone to the right. Why has it not gone to us? 1, 2. It's gone 2, and yet it's affected by a +2 and a +1. Oh, that affects 1 and 3, not 2 and 4. My bad. This one is 2 and 4, so this one needs to be 1. So if we make that one 2 for a second, make that one 1. I'm only interested in the outer wall for now. What the fuck? So that has ended up with 2 of them in the correct position. So now, if we can only get 2 and... 1 and 3... These two, so we need them both to go right 1. No, -1. Haha! Is there a different logic puzzle here this time? No. We've already done that puzzle. So my question now is, how does it benefit us that we can get in this room? Unless there's one of those cog pieces in here. Well, there's the cog piece. So now we need to go and open up the other side so that we can go into that door and grab that cog piece. Right. That's pretty clear. So, a quick reset. And I'm going to leave it to the viewers. So the first viewer to successfully tell me the correct numbers in order to go through wins a prize. I don't know what the prize is. It's probably just a congratulations from me. So you can ask me to, show any of these. I can show you the circles that they affect, if you like. But the first number affects, so 1 affects 1 and 2. 2 affects 2 and 4. 3 affects 1 and 3, and 4 affects 3 and 4. And I'm not going to do it, so it's a race between Kruka and Sue, I believe. If you want me to do anything, or if you need any numbers putting in, just you tell me, no problem. I will wait. Meanwhile, I think I will jot down what I think the correct answer is myself. You weren't paying attention, and I'm just sitting here waiting. So we've gone into that room. We have activated something on the other side of the room. No problem at all. We've activated something on the other side of the room, and so we now need to enter from this side. And so I basically just sat back and said, right, you guys solve this one. So the first number affects the first and second ring. Second number affects second and fourth ring. Third number affects first and third ring. And fourth number affects third and fourth ring. and then I'm just jotting down like how much each one needs to move. But I'm just waiting for you guys to see if you can solve it. Apparently, Kruger's going to try and do it for us, so we'll see who gets there first. He's had a bit of a head start on all of us, but I'll have a go now. So one needs to go. Two minus 2, 0 minus 1. Alright, let's try it. Bravo! Bravo! Very good. Ah! No! I was getting there, but a bit slower than you. Right, presume that we need to move this room as it is, but we just move it up there, I guess. So we move C up to A. And in we go. We get our cog, we complete the wheel, and we get a casino game. Hooray! Right, what else can we do in this room? Oh, we've already done that puzzle. Just check what items I can place here, if any. None. Nailed it. 46, 11, 37, 77. Uh, 46, 11, 37, 77. Already forgotten it, and I fancy trying to remember it. 46, 11, 37, 77. 77. 77. Hooray! Oh, you'd actually typed it out anyway. No, I fancy trying to remember it. I like trying to memorize numerals. I don't know why, I just do. Oh, we're back to the lighthouse again. Nothing going on there. Nothing going on there yet. Evening, Scary. And we're back to here. We have just solved a few puzzles. And also, Voita, don't tell me anything about the puzzles. So when you said, "Oh, this puzzle is so troll," I immediately just held the lever down because I was like, "Well, that's probably what we need to do then." And so you kind of solved it for me. So just try and avoid that a little bit. So yeah, so we've solved this area, but now we've come through this door and we've kind of got back to this lighthouse that we already had access to, and I'm not sure what to do with that information. Let's have a look. Sorry, no, it's not a no big deal. Just mentioning it. So if we pop some kind of crystal in here, maybe. I mean, that's already been solved, I think. So was there something that we left unsolved from last time? I can't remember. We solved this, right? We solved all that. That was solved and we took it. Suppose we can bring this thing back up again. But I'm not sure how that really helps. I don't know, I think this will just take us back to where we just were. I don't know. Let's have a look. I can't really remember, so... Oh, were we supposed to get one of those pieces so that we could stick it in that thing and we didn't get the piece? And if we go down there, we're boned. Right, so we need to get the last remaining piece to put it in there, and we didn't actually collect it somehow. Alrighty, back up we go. You want your prize. Well, as I suggested it might be, it's a big congratulations from me, so congratulations. I'll put some stream alerts on later, and we can put that. Speaking of which, I need to put those on for people who subscribe and stuff. I need to put like a big, a big booming thank you. I don't want to ruin the stream with them, but at the same time, I would like to make a bit of a thing out of it, because people supporting the stream, it does mean a lot. Although for me it's mainly important just having people here and chatting and keeping the stream active. It's more important. So what am I missing here? There's a piece of the puzzle we're definitely missing. Was it where we saw like we saw a piece of the cog somewhere? Where did we see it? There was one thing next to the safe numbers, was there? Alright, let's go and have a look at that. There we go. So now we go back to the main room, up the elevator, slap this into the central panel, and then with any luck it'll unlock another element. Is it supposed to be a mine? Kind of. They described it as mines, but they also described it as just like subterranean experiment place. I mean, like, is this a mine? I don't know. It's cool as hell, but a minute ago we were walking on a spiritual path across this chasm, so... Whoa, hello. Wait, what the fuck? Hop on. Nope. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, the underwater walk was the best. Went for a little stroll. Feels like we're supposed to go even further down. Pretty confident we are. Ah, there you go. Alright. Numbers. Gates. What? You've said that about every puzzle we've seen so far. Oh my god. Okay. Well, get your ears open, ladies and gents, because it seems like we're going to have to... I'm getting pen and paper out. So we are going to have to try and work out... I mean, even I got it was an audio puzzle. Like, that's not a spoiling. I'd actually walked past the audio thing. Yeah, he doesn't know the game. He just happens to have been here during the last stream where the other audio puzzle was. Me and him were dicking about trying to put jars in the right spot. Right, so with these patterns in mind, everybody needs to tell me. We're going to have group votes in which Voita's not allowed to say a fucking thing. And we now need to say what number this is. So these are the numbers. We can hear the sound. as soon as I stop talking, but I'm going to keep going just because I know it's going to irritate some people. And then, so we all need to tell me what number it is. So here we go. I think that's number 2. Could be 7. All right, we're all saying 7. Voita can get fucked. So let's move this one over here. I think that's a 1. And that's a 4. And that's an 8. And that's a 2, right? It's got to be a 2. Oh, we got a 5. Nah, that's got to be 2, man. I think Kruger's fucked it. I think it's a 2. So, so we're going 7, 1, 4, 8, 2. 7, 1, 4, 8, 2. It's the other way around, isn't it? Because we did them from left to right. Fuck it. Right. 2, 8, 4 stays the same. 1 and 7. Two, 8, 4, 1, 7. Anybody think we've got something wrong? Is that a 5? Is that instead of a 2, is that a 5? Oh wait, what are these things? That's 1, 2. Oh, you absolute cock end of a puzzle. So that's right, hang on. So that's a single crystal. Right, again, I want a consensus. What number is this? Everybody, your vote is now. We all think it's 2. Right, fine. If we think that's 2, then a single crystal, which is this one, needs to be 2. The double crystal is this one, which is number 4. The triple crystal is the second one, is number 8. Triple crystal 8. Single crystal is 7. What? What? That's one crystal. That's one crystal, but a big fatty. Fuck nuggets. Look, we got 3, 2, 4, 1. Are we just going to say that big fatty is a 5? No, because that's 5. No, because that's 5. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's been a while since I've been counting tips on the stream, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, as you say, elf penis. 2, elf peni. 3, and then big fatty, big mama. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Should we have a look at the gates? Stop where? Here are the patterns. Yeah, 4 is the fat one, is it? Alright, so number 3 is 8. So if we're saying that fatty is number 4, then fatty is 2. Number 5 is this one, so it's number 1. Let's just check that again because I didn't really do it very well. So that one would be number 7. Oh, there you go. No. So number 1 elf dick is sound 7, I believe. 5 is 1, yes. 2 is 4, yes. 3 is 8, yes. And then that leaves elf dick for number 2. We have missed something, boys and girls. What is this? Oh, for fuck's sake. Assholes! Right. 1 spot equals 2 crystals. 2 spots equals big fatty. Three spots equals elf dick. Four spots equals tri-penis. And 5 spots actually equals a 5 spots. Back we go. So 1 spot equals 2 and 2 equals 4. 2 spots equals fatty and fatty equals 2. 3 spots equals elf dick and elf dick equals 7. 4 spots equals 3 and 3 equals 8. And 5 equals actually 5, and 5 equals 1. Go. Four, 2, 7, 1, 5. I do read it, but not when I'm on my, not when I'm in the rhythm, not when I'm actually solving it as we go. You got it wrong anyway. That's good. So what was it in the end? It was 4, 2, 7, 8, 1, and you had 4, 2, 7, 1, 5. Oh, you had some of it. Right. No worries, we got there in the end. Who else feels like we're about to get a domestic in Twitch chat? That'll be a first. Well, probably not. Right. So we've got some dodgy electrics. They want to get someone certified in to have a look at that. These could use some WD-40. My dad would be horrified. And then we've got a biohazard symbol, but we're going in anyway. What the fuck? No door handle on the inside. Looks like we're going to watch a film. Probably just the credits to the game, I would imagine. One last little puzzle. Yeah! I mean, well, at least one last little puzzle, although this really is starting to feel endgamey. We've put the vase back! We've held that vase for the entire fucking game, and in it goes. Yes. Yes.
The point came where I slipped. The idea of eternal solitude tortured me beyond imagination. It even overcame my sense of duty. It made me homesick. I felt like I was suffocating. I knew that I would have to find a way to escape. But before that, I needed to do something. I wanted to reveal Quern to all worlds, to share this incredible power. At the beginning of your journey, I asked you to cooperate with me. This is the point where I require your assistance. Help me to give the worthy a chance and the opportunity to make a difference.
I highlighted the Latin stuff, god damn it. There it is. It was held up for the whole time. Right, I guess we press the button. I guess the curtain's shut and we get to watch a little film. We're gonna have to do Latin poems. Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready for some Latin? Okay. Multorum. 632. That one is a 3. So multorum equals 3. 2 equals... What the fuck? U equals 2. And whatever the goddamned hell that is. Sketch 1. Sketch 2. Sketch 3. And I am a ghost. Confirmed. Oh, we can't take the blue light out of there, which means we're done with it for the game, I guess. I guess we've got to type something correct into there, and then something cool's going to happen. Oh, ho, ho. All right. Anyone want to tell me what we think we should be doing? Interesting. I think the door is a separate puzzle. It's only my guess, but I think the door... We've got to get that in the minimum number, maybe? With non-overlapping or something like that? Or a particular symbol up there, yeah. So, let's I think here... Can I type some stuff? Okay. So 632, the circled 3 means that equals the third word in the phrase, right? And then the 2 equals the second letter in the word, and the 6 presumably equals the number of the letter. So for example, letter 6, word 3, letter 2, exactly as Sue has just pointed out. So we've come to the same conclusion. So the list is letter 12, word 3, letter 3. Very good. Letter 12, word 3. Are we only doing Latin words? I'm going to presume we're doing Latin. Let's go with Latin and English. So Latin and English. So we said letter 12, which is this one, word 3, which is ars. Yes, the third word is ars. And then letter 3 would be S. If we take the English, then it's the third word is the, and the third letter is E. Okay, back we go. So fifth letter, third word, sixth letter. Letter number 5, word number 3, letter number 6, it's Latin A, English E. It's probably in the Latin only, I presume. So then 10 to 2. Is A. 23-6. C. 7-3-2. U. 15-5-3. Okay, great. Thank you. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. 1, 2, 3. L. 13, 1, 9. 13, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. U. 19 to 2 is M. So it's that one first. That one doesn't seem to exist. Or do we just need to create that shape? I think maybe we need to try and create that shape. Okay, if we need to create that shape, we need this piece. And then we just need a straight line through the middle. Alright, well now we've all gone mental. Upper corner, number the fields, bottom right, right down, middle. Right, okay. Let's so that we can communicate. Let's number these. I think Scary's right. So we're going to call this one number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one is number 1. So you want number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You think 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Three and 6. 1, 2, 3. Yes, bravo. 3 and 6 it is. So that is correct. That's the first one. Nicely done. Okay, so now the next one then is this shape. Oh, fuck. Here we go. This shape. Keep it in your mind. And go. Here's the shape. Here's the symbols. First one to give me the number combination wins a prize. 3 and 2. 1, 3 and 2. Bravo. Oh, you both got there, but just a little bit closer. Alright, here we go. So here's the third shape. Everyone get involved except for Vojta, your band. And here's the numbers. Sorry, here's the shapes. And the symbol. And the shapes. 9 isn't on there, my friend. Eight and 7. Alright, so 8 and 7. Spot on. Here's the shape. Here's the symbols. What's the score so far? I think it's 1-1. It's currently 1-1. It's a race between Sue and Kruker. So here's the shape. Oh, Sue's gone with an 8-6. That's 8 and 6. It's incorrect because you're missing this line. Minus a point for Sue. So we've got. I'm keeping the score now. We've got Kruker on 1. Sue's lost a point and she's on 0. I'm going to reset. 4, 8, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll give you both a point for that because you got it basically at the same time. So that's 2 and 1. Next symbol, here we go. Here's the symbols. I'm enjoying this. This is very chilled out. Incidentally, I realised that we're sort of at the end of the stream time, but I'm just going to carry on with this for a bit. 7 and 3 is the bid from Sue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's correct. Sue gets a point, and we're off with the next symbol. This one. This is great. I don't have to do a thing, but I'm quite enjoying just watching watching them work. It's a beauty to behold. Five and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I agree. Another point to Sue. Kruker, have you given up or are you just getting your ass handed to you? I'm not sure. You're 3-2 down here, my friend. You've got 2 more. If you get them both, you win. Alright, so tell me the numbers then if you want the point. 7 and 3. Point to Sue. Because she went with the numbers instead of pointing out whether it repeats or not. And then the last one. 8 and 1. Alrighty. Looks good to me. Right, Sue thrashed it.
He led you into his library.
5 points to
It
2.
is truly beautiful. Sadly, it is as fake as he is. Maythorn, the archaeologist, the friend, the enemy, the savior, the wicked. It's all the same to me. It's all just the facade of a broken man whose hunger for proving himself could never be satisfied. I can only hope that by now you see this too. Yes, I think you're ready.
Alright. Whoa, backstage. Voita, are you still here? And if so, am I sort of within 15 minutes at the end of the game, or have I still got more than that to go? I'm within 15 minutes of the end of the game. Alright, well then we are going to carry on. And we're going to finish the game this evening. So, what do we need to do with this? Not sure yet. Can we interact with any of this? Doesn't look like it. Hello, hello. Oh, this is where he was designing those puzzles and so on. So I think we just go and press the big white button. Nope. We need a little key that fits in there, maybe? Where do we find a little key? Ah.
Although I wasn't able to fix the ancient gateway, I managed to build a less sophisticated one. I was not able to specify the target world of this new one-way portal, but I'm sure that it is capable of providing a safe journey. This is where I left this world, and I want you to follow me. But before I grant you the opportunity to do so, you must do something that even I was not able to accomplish. I need you to open Quern. For everyone.
This world is out of time, out of balance. Even its very existence is a great risk. Its power is unnatural, unbearable. If you help him, more will come to use this power selfishly. Each of them will grow and destroy. He will unchain this destructive curse and let it rumble through worlds without any boundaries. This force, uncontained, will be the end of countless civilizations, just as it was the end of mine. You must destroy the gateway and seal Quernalok forever. No one else should ever find this place again. You must do this for all mankind.
When anyone tells me I must do anything, I do feel like saying, well, fuck you, my friend. It feels like it might be a choice, doesn't it? It feels like we've got our choice. So, if we crank the key in there, for example...
I prepared everything to be able to connect the ancient gateway of Quern to the world chain. I designed all the machinery and I programmed the whole procedure. The only thing I needed was calculations. Complex calculations I was not able to do myself. I invented this machine to think. Think when the capabilities of the mind are no longer enough. The only task ahead of me was to wait. And that was exactly what I was incapable of doing. I knew that the calculations could take centuries to finish. I was tired. I couldn't resist the calling of the portal I built. I wanted to live again. I left my life's work behind. I couldn't fulfill my destiny. I need you to finish what I started. I need you to become what I could not become. The one who leads all of the worlds to a new era. The era of enlightenment.
Alright, now I'm going to have a think about it, and then I'm going to decide, like, I think we've already fucked it. I think in order to just, if we just wanted to leave the world, we'd have had to have done it, like, right there, before we opened this and chose this sort of path. Because we can't now open this door again. But if I were given a choice, would I choose, just theoretically, to open the portal to everyone and let them come, or would I close it off forever? Interesting. I think I'd probably feck off.
The time has come. The repair cart will need a mineral sample to be able to reconstruct the missing elements of the ancient gateway. You must insert the green crystal.
This is our time. If you insert the red crystal, the ancient gateway should overload and break
the
down.
old green pill, blue
This
pill,
is the
etc.
only way to contain this power. This is the only way to restore balance.
Add the green crystal sample.
Insert the red crystal.
Connect the gateway to the chain.
Destroy it.
Do it.
Do it.
Time shall be given to those who are in need.
Seal Quernaluk.
Let all of the worlds know of Quern.
Right, I've decided what I'm going to do. So
Seal it for good.
I know exactly which one of these I'm going to pop in there, but let's have a little vote. So
Let
who
this
fancies
blessing
green and who
help
fancies red?
civilizations rise.
Green is to connect everyone to Quern and
Hide
allow...
Quernaluk forever.
And red is to hide it forever and destroy the gate. So well, I already know what I'm going to do, and I've already decided, so let's see what other people would have gone for. Kruka would have gone for green. Scary would have gone for red. Voito would have gone for red. Why do we believe her? Well, I think it's the main reason that we believe her is because we don't believe him, right? So we think that he's an absolute... He seems to be a bit of a penis. He's trapped us on this island and made us do puzzles for ages. And obviously he's a bit of a mentalist. He's gone and built all this crap just to sort of, you know... So I think my decision was red, and I'm going to stick to it.
Yes, you have made the right choice. You came to know him enough to see that he is wrong. I knew I could trust you. You did what I could not do. You imprisoned the curse of this world forever. You have restored balance. Your actions prove to me that not everyone who tastes the power of Quern becomes obsessed with it. I have finally found peace.
Is she gonna lock us in now and fuck us over? She is as well.
All thanks to you. You must get going now.
Congratulations. You have earned yourself a place amongst the greatest in Give this great power to great me will come.
What a wonderfully designed game. What an absolute pleasure.
I wish you luck to find your way home. Goodbye, my friend.
I have never played Bastion, no. Is that a puzzle game as well, or what type of game is that? So, good progression game for the stream. When you say progression game, you mean like it's a storyline game that we'd be playing on Monday, Tuesday, or it's a chill-out game that would be played on a Wednesday, for example? I agree, Sue. I think that was a really nice game, really pleasant, made a lot of my Wednesdays a real pleasure to involve. Some 2D action. Alright. Chat are just discussing a game, Bastion. I'll have to have a little look at it after the stream, so I'll write that down. Bastion. Cool. Oh, again, I'm loving the music. But since we are ending the stream, I will go to the stream ending. Oh, it looks like we're keeping the music going. Can you guys still hear the music? I can still hear the music, so you should be able to. We all just get to chill out of this. Marvellous. So, I haven't yet decided what we'll be doing next Wednesday, but generally speaking, it's ended up being the day for a sort of chilled out stream, which doesn't necessarily mean the game has to be a puzzle game or whatever, but it just has to be... I just want the feeling of the stream on the Wednesday to be able to just come in, relax. Nothing desperate's going to be happening on a Wednesday. I won't be playing Apex or whatever. It'll just be chilled out. is the current plan for Wednesdays. So next Wednesday will either be a new puzzle game or something of a chilled out nature. Don't know what, but very much look forward to seeing you there. As for tomorrow, I haven't yet decided, but as I mentioned at the start of the stream, I am currently just injecting Apex into my veins in an attempt to rank up like hell. I've gone from bronze to almost platinum in about a week, which for those who've tried to do it, will just have a go and see how you do, because it takes a fucking while, and you have to play quite well. So my skills are going through the roof in terms of progression. I've booked myself in to speak to another streamer that I know through Anna on Thursday evening, and we are going to be doing some movement mechanic training after the stream tomorrow night. Tomorrow's likely to be Apex is what I'm saying. So might hopefully see some of you there. If not, feel free to lurk or just come in and say hello and then do your thing, whatever. Again, suggestions for games for the stream are welcome. As I mentioned during the stream, the Rise of the Tomb Raider is not holding my attention. It's not really sort of gripping me for the story progression sessions on Mondays and Tuesdays. So one option is to go back to Evil Within and play Evil Within 2, because that definitely did hold my attention, and I think that could be a really fun one to play, so we might do that. Or to find something else, or might just do what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, which is Apex one day and then Tomb Raider the other day, and just see if it improves, give it a chance, something like that. Don't know. Back to the chat. Best narrating voice is Darkest Dungeon. Bastion beats Darkest Dungeon by a lot. Alright, we have... A Bastion is a 2D non-platformer with great story and some action. Transistor is a great story, strategic gameplay. Pyre is a sport game animated novel. Well, animated novels can get fucked in my eyes. And post-stream Apex. I'll probably be playing a bit later on, but I'm going to jump off and chat with Anna for a bit first. Gotta go. Good night, everybody. Take care, Vojta. Thanks very much for being on. Thanks all for sticking with me. I realise it's been a slightly longer stream than usual. I'll finally shut up. It's been a wonderful evening. Hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.